Live from the campus of Washington and Lee University, this is a Channel 18 Rockbridge News Update.
Welcome to the Rockbridge Report Live News Update. I'm Athena Tao. The U.S. military sent a warship near a man-made Chinese island in the South China Sea. Beijing has responded, calling the action illegal. CNN's Will Ripley has more.
Strategically, this is a very important base of operations for the United States Navy here in Japan. Yokosuka Naval Base is the home port for the USS Lawson, that naval destroyer that passed within 12 nautical miles of that man-made island that the Chinese government built some 600 miles from its shores in the South China Sea. Now, this area, the Spratly Islands, has been in dispute for quite some time. China claims that it has long-standing claims to this territory, and that's why they have no regrets for going in there, building up these artificial islands, even putting in an airstrip, raising a lot of concerns in the region that China's trying to militarize these islands, take control, and change the whole geopolitical structure of the Asia-Pacific region. There's also a territorial dispute brewing in the East China Sea, the Senkaku Diaoyu Islands. That's between the Chinese government and the Japanese government, and both of these flashpoints have really been a major source of concern for the United States, which of course is bound by treaty to protect Japan. They have a lot of military resources in this area, and they are patrolling to try to maintain the situation as they see fit. So the U.S. says they're going to continue what they call freedom of navigation patrols, where they're putting their warships close to these artificial islands that China says are their sovereign territory. The Chinese government very strongly opposing these actions, saying what the United States is doing is illegal. The U.S. says they're acting within the boundaries of international law because they don't recognize China's claim to these territories.
Searchers are scrambling to find survivors in Afghanistan and Pakistan. A powerful earthquake rocked the region on Monday. Early reports say the quake killed at least 189 people. CNN's Paulo Sandoval has more.
The desperate search for survivors seems constant in South Central Asia. Crews are combing through rubble, hoping to find any signs of life after a powerful earthquake shook parts of war-ravaged Afghanistan and Pakistan. Among the dead, 12 teenage schoolgirls killed in a stampede while trying to evacuate their school as the earth shook. The U.S. Geological Survey reports shockwaves from the estimated 7.5 magnitude quake were felt hundreds of miles away in northern India. American officials stationed in the region report they are unaware if U.S. citizens are among the dead, injured, or missing. The White House adding the U.S. is ready to provide much-needed help.
There are a number of pre-positioned emergency shelter and relief supply kits in warehouses throughout Afghanistan. And in Pakistan, USAID has existing partners who are ready to respond.
Concerns are now emerging about the potential for landslides in the mountainous regions. Afghanistan was hit hard, but officials say much of the death and devastation is being reported in Pakistan. With a large number of missing in both countries, the casualty count is likely to rise. I'm Paulo Sandoval reporting.
A violent classroom confrontation between a cop and a high schooler in South Carolina is triggering outrage across the country. Police say the Richland County student was asked to leave the classroom. When she refused, school resource officer Ben Fields was called in to arrest her for disturbing class. Video shows Fields pulling the female student from her seat, then slamming her to the ground in front of her classmates. Fields is now on paid administrative leave, but critics are demanding he be fired. And now the FBI is opening a civil rights investigation into the incident to determine whether any federal laws were violated. Fields has been working for the school district for 7 years and was recently awarded the Culture of Excellence Award in 2014 for providing to be what they say was an excellent role model to the students. Earlier today, President Obama fulfilled a promise he made over the summer and hosted the U.S. women's national team at the White House. He applauded the team for inspiring young female athletes nationwide.
And Carly's performance was so good that by the time the game was over, someone had changed her title on Wikipedia from midfielder to President of the United States. Which, by the way, the job's about to open up. What's another candidate in the mix? I guarantee you Carly knows more about being president than some of the folks who are running. But that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother topic of conversation.
In local sports news, all Rattle football and soccer practices scheduled for today have been canceled as the rain continues to saturate the county's fields. Tune in Thursday for a full report on the accreditation grade for Buena Vista and Rockbridge County schools. We'll tell you the results of the report as well as what schools in the area plan to do to increase their ratings in the future. Bucky Joyce, the longtime Commonwealth attorney for Rockbridge County and Lexington, will retire this year after the upcoming election. Find out what Joyce plans to do after retiring and whether a run for county judge is in the cards. And if you're in the Halloween spirit or you're just looking for something spooky to do, head on over to Natural Bridge's Lantern-Lit Cavern Tour. We'll show you on-site footage for one of these tours and give you all the details on how to book one. Thanks for staying updated and have a great evening.